Shalom, all praises to the Most High. Enoch said, praise be to the earthly mother, the Pachamama, and all of her earthly angels, the Erkadeshoi. Praise be to the Holy Spirit, the Kahe, in the name of his only begotten Son, Matzah the Lamb, unification to the nation. I did not think that I was going to do another video tonight, because I'm still just working on a bunch of different videos. But I have a lot of topics that I still want to speak about. I decided to watch an old, research movie that I purchased for about $10. This was a long time ago. It was like 7-8 months ago, and this was before I really started to get into a lot of this research. But I wanted to know a little bit more about Peru, so I brought it. But I never actually sat down and watched it. I skimmed through it, and I got to parts that I was looking for regarding the giants in the caves, and I mentioned it in a few of my really old videos. But I'm really sitting down and watching this, and my mind is absolutely blown. And of course, this is free for you guys because this is just in my Google Drive, so anyone is more than welcome to watch this. But this is outstanding. This was not worth $10. This is worth $100, $1,000. This is incredible research because you actually get accounts from the natives. And funny enough, the natives, they really don't even know anything, because that's how hard they their oral history has been stripped away from them. But why is that? Because they killed all the elders and left only children. That's why. Really devious what occurred with these people, but it makes sense why they would do it. Our forefathers were children. All of our forefathers were children. But I want to play this, and hopefully YouTube does not copyright me. But if they do, then, so be it.
¿Existen registros históricos de gigantes en el Perú?
Sí, existen registros documentales en documentos.
So to avoid copyright, I'm going to pause it every 15 seconds. I'm sorry if it's annoying.
Del siglo XVI, XVII, varios cronistas han hecho la mención a la existencia de gigantes.
You hear that? There are giants made mention specifically in the Andes. Where did the Canaanites dwell? In the mountains, right? Okay.
Aquí en los Andes en general, ¿no? Y algunos de manera particular se refieren a la zona del altiplano.
Profesor, gracias por su tiempo.
Encantado, mucho gusto.
There are many historical accounts of giants in
Just pausing for the copyright.
Peru, most of which were recorded by the Spanish priests and chroniclers in the early 17th century, following the conquest of the Incan Empire. The tradition of the Inca are filled with legends of giants. In fact, the Inca believed that many of...
Now listen to what he's about to say. He said the Inca believe what? What do they believe?
The megalithic structures found in their lands were built by the giants.
Oh, okay. So you mean to tell me that the Inca built their citadel on top of this older citadel? Who was this built by? This was not built by us. That's what I've been trying to tell people. And how did Josephus describe Jerusalem? 3 zigzag walls. Bro, come on, man. This stuff is it's simple, but it's not. It's not simple because people they just need the spirit to see it. But it's simple. This is Jerusalem. This is Jericho. Right?
But their belief in giants was not only based on the megalithic structures, but on the bones of the giants. In the mid-16th century, 100...
That's supposed to be Francisco Pizarro, right? Well, we know how he really looked.
168 Spanish conquistadors led by Francisco Pizarro obliterated the Incas with modern weapons of war and smallpox. The conquistadors were looking for gold, and they found it in great abundance. But what they
didn't even find a fraction of it. The little bit that they did find made them so rich, richer than the entire world. Made the people of the Catholic Church and and their daughter, America, the daughter of Babylon, richer than any other country.
Did not expect to find were the bones of colossal giants, which they discovered all over the land.
With red hair, elongated skulls. And when I don't know if I'm going to even touch on the fact that they had these things locked up underground. They had these giants locked up and they worshipped them. I'm flabbergasted at it. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it, but I can believe it. I can't believe these people did that. I can't believe it.
One of the most detailed accounts of giants in Peru was written by renowned conquistador and chronicler Pedro Cieza de Leon, who recorded a popular legend among the natives concerning giants that landed on the peninsula of Santa Elena, which was once part of the province of Peru, but now...
So some of them got mad and came back. After they lost, they came back.
...belongs to Ecuador. The legends tell of a tribe of evil giants that came from the sea riding on large boats made of reeds. The natives say that the giants were so large that a man of common stature measured only up to their knees.
And that's not how those damn giants look. Come on now. Draw them how they're supposed to. Big, ugly, red-headed Caucasian. But look, wait, I just missed what he just said. He said that the men were up to their knees. Do you know how big that is? Those are not the 12 feet to 18 feet tall giants of North America. No, these are the real deal. These are the sons of Anak. This is just a straight up Nephilim. This is not even a Canaanite admixture. No, this is just a straight up Nephilim. A survivor of the flood.
The natives relate what they have heard from their fathers, that from over the sea in large boats made of reeds came men so large that a man of common body proportions measured only up to their knees, though he be of good stature.
And that goes back to the video that I did on the Romans in Brazil finale, where I pretty much showed you that Golgotha is Machu Picchu, because Golgotha is supposed to be the place where David brought the skull to, the skull of Goliath. And that mountain is not a mountain, it's a skull. And if you had these giants that were that tall, then that must be the skull of one of those giants. And Solomon built his temple right next to Golgotha. So it's all coming together. I never thought that they would literally admit what the Incas actually said, and the fact that these things were bigger than houses. They were not just shack big. No, they were bigger than houses, bro. We are like grasshoppers to them. That's a literal thing. This sounds exactly like the account in Exodus.
And that their members conformed to the greatness of their bodies, which were so deformed that it was a monstrous thing to see the heads.
Oh, that's gay. What the? Oh no. That's terrible, bro. But how did they sleep with women then? And you're gonna see later on in this, it was just terrible because, I guess somehow they didn't know how to procreate with the women. So instead they just started to sleep with each other, and that's just gayness on an astronomical level. Like, what do you can't, that's terrible, bro. I'm not trying to be funny. That's just
accordingly large, and their hair which reached down to their backs. They point out that their eyes were as big as small plates. They affirm that they did not have beards, and that some of them came dressed in animal skins, while others were in their natural clothes, and that they did not bring women with them.
When the giants landed at Santa Elena, they built massive houses and dug extremely deep wells. The infamous houses of the giants were still standing and their wells were still in use. During
Just pausing it for the copyright.
and after the conquest of Peru, they're referenced numerous times in the historical records from that era.
At this peninsula, even though it is beach, the natives that come down from Panama drink water and refresh themselves. There were once giants here, and the natives say that they don't know from whence they came. Their houses were 3 leagues below the anchorage, made of 2 gables with very large beams.
So we started in South America and we had to, move our way up into North America. Or maybe we conquered North America, we just couldn't conquer the middle of the Americas. Maybe that's what happened. And we didn't conquer it until, more recently. Because even in Mexico, there was still a small sect of Canaanites there. They went in a cave in Mexico. There's people with 7 toes. I'm not BSing you. I might make a video about it. I think it's the Chichimecas. There's a cave that's near that area. There are skeletons with 7 toes, bro. 7 toes.
I saw some of these beams being brought on rafts to be incorporated into a building that was being constructed by the viceroy of those Indians, named Alonso de Vera. I also saw the large tooth of a giant, which weighed more than 10 ounces. The Indians say, according to the
I'm just pausing for the copyright.
tradition of their ancestors, that the giants did not have women, and not willing to wait for what was natural, were given over to sodomy, for which God
Oh my gosh, bro. What in the hell?
punished them by sending fire from heaven, and so
Fire Vidats.
destroyed all of them.
Fire
This kind
Vidats.
of notorious vice has no other remedy.
Once their houses and wells were completed, the giants began ransacking the countryside and devouring all the sustenance of the land. It was said that a single giant consumed more food than 50 of the natives combined.
These large men, or giants, having established their settlement and
Wow. Oh man. I don't know. Because there might be a former Shemitic population that was here, and maybe the Israelites intermixed with them or something. I don't know. But as I said, not everyone here are Israelites. We're kind of mixed up among them. We also brought strangers with us into the land. But I can't also go on looks either. Because you had the different emperors look in different ways. I don't know. Like, we weren't just all Negroes with afros. So I just leave that stuff alone. I don't try to figure out, this group, like Aki's people, I know that they look like this, and the Jaredites, I know they look like, I don't know. Like, what the hell?
constructed these wells or cisterns from which they drank. They destroyed and devoured all of the sustenance they could find in that region, so much so that they say that one of them consumed more food than 50 of the natives of that land. And as the food that they found was not enough to sustain them, they killed a lot of fish and
Hey,
sea with their
where
nets
did
and
the
which according to
Enoch
reason
accounts
they had.
truly happen?
The natives hated the giants, not only because they were consuming all of their food, but also because they were taking and killing their women by attempting to have intercourse with them. Basically,
Wow.
the giants were raping their women to death.
The natives lived in great loathing of them because they killed their women by using them and for other reasons.
See that? Terrible, bro. Terrible.
And the Indians were not strong enough to kill these new people who had come to occupy their land and lord over them, even though they had great meetings to discuss
And it makes sense. Who are the people who are descendants of these things? Because you can see that this is how they act today. They have no game. And if they can't get anyone, then they smash and rape. That's all they do. They don't have no sensuality. Came over here and raped a bunch of us. Just doing what they do. It's crazy.
them, but they did not dare attack them.
It's terrible.
Since the giants didn't bring any women with them, and they were too large for the native women, the giants began to sodomize each other. and to
Alright, well, I'm done with this, but you guys can watch this. I'll leave the link in the description. This is very, very, very informational, and I highly suggest you guys watch this video. Get the drop. I don't really know where I got this from, so if you feel the need to go and buy it, I wouldn't be able to tell you where I got it, but the title is True Legends, Technology of the Fallen. May peace be with you. Selah Kala.